So I purchased this from two different people on Kijiji with the intent to do my sidewalk, my driveway, but also to help out the neighborhood. It's grown, the neighborhood has grown to almost doing about a mile of sidewalk every time it snows, but gets me out, gets me for a walk, gets my steps in. During the purchase process, I did go to the local Stihl dealership, and they're fantastic people there. I think it's Alberta Forest and Garden or something like that. When I was there, I was talking with the guy, and he said that the 110, now what they sell is the 111, is pretty much the minimum amount of torque you want to have for this big paddle wheel. Otherwise it doesn't quite throw the snow far enough. I also wanted to pick this up to teach myself a little bit about small engine repair, and when I got it, it ran perfectly. Watching a couple YouTube videos, thanks to Donny Boy 73 and Taryl and all those guys. Oh, don't forget Steve's Small Engine Saloon. I did adjust the valves on this just to open it up and see what was in there. It's an easy enough job, and again, it was justification for buying more wrenches and tools, which is always a good thing in my books. I have noticed that using this thing in snow that's a little deeper, say more than 2.5 inches, or if it's especially wet, what happens is the snow will build up on the front of the paddle if you're not at a hard enough angle, and it'll pull back over the top of the paddle, leaving the snow behind you, which is not what you want to do. But in snow under 2.5 inches, especially the fluffy stuff, it works fantastic. If you are using it in a little bit deeper snow, I have noticed this sort of shovel technique, instead of just doing long straight passes, just pushing the snow like you would a shovel, works a little better that way. I will mention this thing is not light. I will put it up on the screen here, but I think it was around 20 or 30 pounds. Like I say, it isn't light, but you can handle it fairly well because a lot of the weight is down at the paddle end, and it's on the ground, so you're not really lifting it. But that is something to keep in mind if the weight might be a problem for you, or you have a lot of work to do. One of the cons of this machine is it leaves a small line of snow where the two paddles meet in the middle. You can minimize this by hardening up the angle, but then you clear less snow. It's not a big deal in my situation, but I don't know if you have a client that's a little picky about something like that. Maybe that's something that you want to keep in mind. As for pros, I think it's great. One of the things I really like is one of my passes near cars, this thing won't throw snow and rocks as far as, let's say, a paddle brush or one of the big gravelly machines. So you're not worried about dinging up people's cars or anything like that. So yeah, overall, I love this thing. It's treated me well. I've had it for about 2 or 3 months now. Never let me down. Works great. I like the nice clean surface it gives after some people perhaps have been walking on it. It gets down under some of that hard pack. Obviously, if you've left it way too long, it's a goner. It's stuck there. But yeah, picking up a little bit of snow is wonderful.